Stephen Fenech from Tech Guide here, and we're talking about the ATEM Mini Pro. Now this is a switcher that allows you to run your own little TV studio, so you can run multiple cameras and switch between them and enjoy many other effects from this one device. So it's ideal if you're a live streamer. It's also handy if you want to produce videos utilizing several camera angles at the same time. So for me, I compare it to being able to do my podcast. Hopefully you're subscribing to the Tech Guide podcast. How I record that podcast, I have a Rodecaster, I have my mic, I have all my stings, I have everything I need to talk about. And as I go through the show, I'm pressing the buttons on the mixer, the stings, everything, and recording it live. So this is kind of the video version of that, where I can use the ATEM Mini, which I'll show you right now. This is the ATEM Mini here coming to you from another camera. So I switched from, I was originally on camera 1. I've now switched to camera 2. I'll show you what's 3 and 4 in a moment, but this gives me the ability to, like I run my podcast live, if I was doing a product review or a live video, I can stream, and there's a camera on me, there'll be a camera on the product, wherever else I want to point the camera, or bring in my computer screen and other inputs like that. So you can do everything on the fly. So remarkable bit of kit from Black Design, an Australian company, by the way. So Black Magic Design, I should say. They have just released this. This is the review unit that I'm using here. This is the review model that was sent to me. I've actually ordered my own version of the ATEM Mini Pro. I'm still waiting for my shipment to arrive. But this is the kind of product that you may expect to see in a television studio. So if anyone's ever been to a live TV studio, there are several cameras around the set, and the producers up in the production box are all switching between the cameras. So the producer would say, okay, go to camera 1, go to camera 2, 3. So this is a mini version of that for your own studio. So the device is meant to give you the ability to live stream, but also what I like about this, and we're doing it right now, I'll go back to show you here. If you look up here, you'll see a little light above a light that illuminates the word disk. I've actually connected an SSD drive, which I'll show you here. It's a Samsung SSD drive, so that I can record directly to disk. So not only do I have the choice of doing a live stream, but I also have the option of recording to disk at the same. So that could be an SSD drive, a normal hard drive, a thumb drive, whatever will fit in the USB-C slot there. So I've got the option, I can do a live stream and record at the same time, or just record it, or just go live, whatever I'd like to do. So let's take you through the product though first. I'll switch back to the product here. So here it is. There are 4 HDMI inputs, as you can see along here. And I've got 3 cameras connected, and I've also got my MacBook Pro connected as well, so I can share my screen with you. So here's my computer screen. This is the ATEM software control. So it basically gives you the same controls as the hardware itself, but on the software side here. So if you can't reach the switcher, you can always use this. And I'm going to hit camera 1, go back to myself, just clicking on the corresponding buttons on the software. And if we cycle through to camera 2, camera 3, that's actually my Blackmagic Design Pocket Cinema 4K camera. What you're seeing on that is the output, is the monitor screen that allows me to see what I'm looking at. It also allows me to see all the other views from all the other cameras. And also along the bottom, you can see that there's my audio. My audio is also coming in there. And also the state of my recording, or the state of the program, which is here. So if it's live, I can see my recording status. I've been recording for 4 minutes, 4:48. That's how much I got left on the disk. And if I was streaming, it'll tell me the bit rate. It'll tell me how my cache is looking, the platform I'm streaming to. I can do Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and this will give me the general status of the whole stream. So there's your inputs for all the cameras. And what I'm doing too with this one, I'm taking the audio from camera 1. Camera 1 is the Sony a6400, and I'm taking audio. If you can see here, there's a little red button turned on here, which allows me to choose the audio stream from this camera, from camera 1. So audio is, my microphone is up here connected to camera 1. Camera 2 is this. Well, before I go to camera 2, here's camera 2. That's connected to via HDMI as well, and that is what's aiming at the ATEM Mini Pro. Camera 3 is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, which is aiming directly at the monitor over here. And camera 3 is going from my MacBook into the ATEM Mini, so I can share my screen. So I've got a HDMI connection out of the MacBook Pro into HDMI slot number 4 on the ATEM Mini Pro. So 4 cameras gives you multiple choices. Now, the quality of the output, you can only do full HD. You can't do 4K. I think it's full HD at, I think it's 50 frames per second. I might be wrong, it might be 60 frames per second. Anyway, it's full 1080p. So you can't do 4K, which is fine, because I think if you're streaming, I don't think it can handle 4K streams very well, depending on your internet connection too, of course. But you can, the 1080p is not too bad. And so that's the limit there with the quality. You can still, full HD is pretty decent quality. But running along here, let's go back to the view of the ATEM Mini. So, okay, you got your HDMI inputs, which I've described. You can choose which audio you want to use. In this case, I'm taking camera 1 audio. Even though camera 1 isn't selected, the audio is still coming through that we're seeing there. And camera 3 is showing the monitor. Now, as you can see from the monitor, it gives you a live view of all your screens, so you can see what you're looking at. So I know that camera 4, I know what camera 3 is looking at. I can even toggle it so that I can have a preview screen before I go to the actual program. So going back to camera 1, which is back to me here, I can choose to, I can toggle the buttons on here so I can see the preview as well as being able to see the live program, so I know exactly what the next shot that I want to bring in to make it live as well. So that's kind of a run through of how you connect your products. Now, in terms of output, there's a USB-C port here as well. So USB-C port is here, and in this case, I've connected my Samsung SSD, so I'm recording to that disk. But I can use that to connect directly to a computer if I want. So if I want to connect it to my computer, that turns my computer into a webcam. So it creates a webcam connection. So I can use any of these cameras then to use on Skype, on Zoom. So then suddenly your video meetings are a lot better quality. And of course, there's an Ethernet connection here as well. So you can see that's connecting. What that actually does, that actually uses my MacBook's internet connection. So I'm internet sharing. So that Ethernet cable goes into my Mac, and then if I'm streaming, it uploads through the computer, through the Wi-Fi connection on the computer. So if I'm doing a live stream, I've got that choice, and I've got a great upload speed here. You can actually, let me take you to the computer screen. Here is the computer, the ATEM software control, which allows you, so it kind of reflects what you see here. So on the left here, you can see the cameras that I've got the choice of. So we're currently camera 4, which is this Mac. But then you can see down the bottom here, I do have other choices. I have, if I want to load up some media, which I have here. Let's do it live. So if I want to load up a picture, I can see, hopefully this is going to work for me. I can get to some images that I'm trying to find my download folder here. No, it's not cooperating. We'll come back to that. But you go back to the switcher, and that's reflective of what's on the screen here. So it's basically does the camera switching. Then up here, it also tells me my output. So you can see now we've been going for 9 minutes 57, just coming up to 10 minutes right now. The top screen here, so live stream, it again gives you that same window that I showed you earlier on the monitor. So you can see exactly what your stream is like. It gets you can choose what you want to stream to. You can even choose the quality of your stream depending on your upload speed. So whether you want to choose any of these choices for your upload, and this will tell you if you're on air. And if you choose YouTube, you can then get a token from your YouTube channel and then put the token into that software as well, so that you can start your live stream. Getting back to the software, you can see further down there are other controls. Now, the control that's most important to me, of course, is the recording, which is still going. It tells me how many minutes I've got left on the recording here. It tells me the name of the disk that's connected. So this is creating one long file. So I don't need a memory card. I don't need to have a memory card in any of the cameras. It allows me to record directly to the disk. I know my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera allows me to record straight to SSD. I don't need memory cards. I can, though, all the other cameras that are connected here, I am able to record straight through the ATEM Mini Pro to that SSD drive as well. So getting back to, I'll just show you the software once more. So here along the bottom here, you've got media, which I tried to do before. How's that for live experiment here, live demonstration? I did have a file that I was going to load into number one there. I'll try to come back to that. And the cameras too. The good thing about this software is you can control all the cameras. So the one that I'm looking at right now is camera 4, which is actually the Mac. But if you can have a look along the line here, all of your cameras you can actually have some functionality and some control over your cameras. So for example, with the Blackmagic, I can use the autofocus here. I can use focus. There's focus buttons. I can muck around with the gain and the colors and the gamma and all of that at the top of the screen here. So you do have some kind of control over the cameras themselves. So if you happen to have all Blackmagic cameras, there is actually even more control that you can get into. Blackmagic Design, of course, want to look after customers who buy their brands of cameras, but that's not to say it won't work with any other camera. I've got a couple of Sonys, I've got the Blackmagic, but I've used it with Canon cameras, Sony cameras. I've got 2 Sony cameras, I've got the Blackmagic here. So no matter the brand of your camera, as long as there's a HDMI output, you can run it straight through the ATEM Mini Pro. Let's get back to the actual unit itself, just so I can go along the line. Now, if you are wanting to do some other little fancy little transitions, you can do that along here. There's wipes and all kinds of transitions. But here's another favorite. Let's try picture on picture. Now you can now see, while I'm talking about the ATEM Mini, you can see me in the top right hand corner talking about, so you can still see camera 1, and I can change the position of that. There you go. I can change it to the top left, I can change it to the bottom left, and sorry, my hand keeps coming in and spoiling the focus. I can change it to the bottom right. So whatever you want to do live, I like the top right, I'm going to leave it there. So it's that kind of added feature that you can use to bring your live streams, to add another layer to your live stream or your recorded videos. Like I said, this is like me recording my live podcast. I'm talking to you live. This is like a live TV show where I've got all my cameras set up. I can easily switch between them. It's a little TV studio that I've set up in my own studio here at home. So let's continue. I've just shown you the picture-in-picture, which is pretty cool, and my hand keeps taking that out of focus. I'll turn that off for now. So it is just its own shot. Back to me. So that's camera 1, and so you can kind of see the sort of power you've got at your fingertips here, where if you wanted to set up your multiple cameras, if you wanted, you might have, like I'm here by myself, but say I'm here with someone else, I'm interviewing a guest, I might say set up a camera on one person, a camera on the other person, camera on me, a 2-shot, a wide shot if there's a fourth camera. So you can, like they do in a TV studio, switch between those angles and get a pretty slick looking production. Now, this is priced at $1,185, and it does put a lot of power in your hands. This is, you can see just from my hand how big it is. It's actually not too big at all. There are some fans, some vents on the side. There is a little bit of warm air coming out of either side. But in terms of size, it's amazing that this little thing, this little product can do all of those things, and all quite professionally. And I've only just scratched the surface. I'm no video expert here. I picked all this up pretty quickly. But there are all these other things you can do. You can fade to black. Let's bring that back again. You can have all these other different mixes and different transitions, and all right here at your fingertips. The software is actually quite powerful as well. You can control the audio as well. So it's looking like my left channel is a bit stronger than my right channel. I don't know why, but let's make an adjustment on the fly to see if we can fix it up. So yeah, there we go. There, that's back to the two channels working out. So for 10 minutes of the video, I've had one strong channel and one my right channel has been a bit weak. So sorry, you're gonna have to put up with that. I'm still learning this as I go along, by the way. So it does allow you to monitor your audio as well, as you can see from that. And back to the main board here. Now, if I did have that media file, I'm going to try one last time here. Where is this thing? My hard drive. That's my hard drive. There should be a download folder. I can't find the download folder. That's not there either. Let's try system. No. No. Users. Actually, here we go. Here we go. So there's my download folder. And I'm going to toggle down and find the file. There it is. I'm going to drag that file up here to number 1. And there we go. It's in number 1. It's working. So if I go then out of this screen, and if I go back to the switcher and then hit media, hit MP1, there it is. So I can now go to, let me find the button on here. If I go to, I'll bring you back to the switcher so I can work out what button it is. I'm doing this live here. There it is. Hey, we've got some success there. So see how I put that piece of media, and that could be a photo, that could be a video. There are slots. How many slots are there? There's a few there. So you can run through and place all, like, what's that, up to 20 different pictures or videos, and switch between them. So you might have a library of images you might want to put on. So you're able to do that as well. Let's go back to the switcher here and go back to the still image. So here, this is a good overview of the product itself. You can see all the inputs that I spoke about. You can see there's the 4 HDMI ports. There's the HDMI out port, which I didn't mention earlier. That is what's providing the monitor. This is camera 3. So for me to get this on a monitor, it's going out of HDMI out to the monitor. You can have, if you've got a TV, if you've got a little smaller monitor on top of your camera, you can do that as well. You can see also USB out as well. I've got connected to that. I've got my SSD drive, so I'm recording. But that could be your computer or whatever, another type of storage you can also use. There's the Ethernet port. See that second from the left? That is connected to my Mac, which if I wanted to, it's actually, that connection allows me to find the ATEM Mini Pro on my network. So it allows me to find the device on my network, so I can still access the software through, like, the connection to the software is through the network rather than a hardwired connection. So that's one good thing. But then again, that Ethernet port also allows me to upload, to do my streaming. So I'm taking advantage of the internet connection of the laptop to do that upload as well. And the last is obviously the power. And this gives you a better top-down view of the screen, of the buttons. I'll go back to the actual view of that for you. So you can see what's lit up here, and what's lit up. It's actually pretty. It might look like a lot of buttons. It might kind of look like you're flying the space shuttle, but it's actually not too confusing. You can see exactly what is which, and there are pictures to illustrate it. For example, see the picture in pictures. You can see exactly just what's on the button, what it can actually do. That's pretty much it for describing what the ATEM Mini Pro can do. And like I said, I'm a beginner at this. I've only just received this about a week ago, and I'm waiting for my own model, to my own version to come, my own one, because this is going to be really handy bringing you the videos for Tech Guide, where I'm going to try to do some live stuff. I'm also going to try to do some live recording to SSD live product reviews. So I might have, instead of having the ATEM Mini here close up, I might have a phone that I might be talking about. So while I'm talking about it, I can instantly switch to the device. I might even have a camera angled here, so I can maybe hold up, hold up the product like that's my mouse, but I might be able to have it so that I can do a live show of what I'm talking about. In this case, that camera is showing off the ATEM Mini Pro, but this is, I think, the start of a new way of capturing either your live streams. It really puts a lot more power in your hands. It allows you to really go to town on your creativity. You can set up your cameras. I've set this up pretty simply here, but there's no stopping your imagination, especially, as I said, if you've got more than one person. You might have 2-3 people. You might have your own little show that you can cut between. And that's, of course, I'm driving this myself, okay? So you might even have the opportunity of having someone drive it for you. You might have a friend or a producer or whoever it is might be off camera handling this, especially if you've got more than one person. You might get them to do the switching for you, control all of that, just like they do on live TV, where the host can just concentrate on being the host and just talking to the camera and doing what they have to do, and the producers can then take over. You get a good mate to come over, help you do the switching, and look, they don't need any experience. It is very, very easy. But that's about it. The ATEM Mini Pro. One last look at the monitor screen. So that's the monitor screen. All of my inputs you can see are along here. The state of my stream, my recording, we're up to 22 minutes. There's my audio. That's the media player portion as well. So I had that queued up. I'm glad I was able to do that in the end. The media, getting that photo in, that would have been a little bit embarrassing, but we got there in the end. That's the main thing. So, we did get there in the end. But look, if you've got any questions about the ATEM Mini Pro, there are probably a ton of questions that I haven't answered in this video. But feel free to drop some comments below and put them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to reply to you if you have any other questions that I haven't covered in this video. Thanks for joining us. That's the ATEM Mini Pro. If you're serious about your video and your live streaming, it's definitely a must-have.